The US may be withdrawing its troops from Afghanistan, but on Sunday, it said it would continue to carry out airstrikes to support Afghan forces facing attacks from the Taliban. The Taliban has ramped up its offensive in recent weeks and gained more ground in both cities and rural districts. The UN on Monday reported that nearly 2,400 Afghan civilians were killed or injured in May and June. It's the highest for those 2 months since records started in 2009. All this comes after US President Joe Biden said in April, US troops will be completely withdrawn by September. That will put an end to 2 decades of foreign military presence there.
A day marked for national pride, not for subtlety. A chance to display Russia's naval might, and even boast about it. Especially for President Vladimir Putin. The annual procession of warships and submarines from the Neva River in St. Petersburg to the nearby island of Kronstadt takes about 2 hours. An opportunity to show off Russia's navy and rouse the nation's self-esteem. Just days before, military officials had announced tests of new weapons designed, according to Putin, to be invincible. Advances that have been critical for a force that fell into disrepair after the Cold War, but yet lacking strategy.
The Turkish Defense Ministry says the 2 soldiers were killed on Saturday when their armored vehicle came under YPG attack in the northern Syrian town of Al-Bab. Their response was swift. YPG targets were identified and struck. The ministry says 7 members of the group involved in the attack were killed. In a bid to secure its borders, Turkey launched its first campaign into northern Syria in 2016 with Operation Euphrates Shield. A further 3 operations were conducted in the region, mainly targeting the YPG.
There were protests in about a dozen cities across the country. In the capital, Tunis, this happened in front of the parliament building, very close to it, despite police blockades around the parliament. In other cities outside of Tunis, we saw really the targeting of the Islamist party Ennahda's headquarters. They are, of course, the biggest party in parliament and has been the biggest supporter of the current government. Its headquarters were sacked in a few cities. Their party signs were ripped down. We also saw police using violence to break up crowds, at least in Tunis, using tear gas as well as pepper spray. There were some injuries, some arrests. Injuries included among them, some of them were journalists who were there to cover the event as well.
This, of course, is coming from Israel, where after incendiary balloons were launched reportedly from the Palestinian enclave that resulted in some fires in Israel, the Jewish state resorted to yet another spate of bombings. The airstrikes targeted military bases belonging to Hamas. The bombings came after Israel cut the fishing zone of the Gaza Strip. The military branch responsible for the civil affairs in the Palestinian territory said that the fishing zone had now been reduced from 12 nautical miles to just 6 nautical miles for the people of Gaza. The decision was made following the continued launching of the incendiary balloons from the Gaza Strip towards the state of Israel.
The man who attempted to stab Mali's transitional president Colonel Assimi Goïta on Tuesday and who has since been in the hands of the Malian security services has died in police custody, the Malian government said on Sunday evening in a statement broadcast on national television. The assailant, whose identity was not revealed, had rushed towards the Malian interim president during the Eid al-Adha prayer in the Grand Mosque of Bamako and had tried to stab him in the neck. He was admitted to Gabriel Touré University Hospital, then to the Point G University Hospital, but unfortunately died. The autopsy was carried out to determine the causes of his death.
Now, after days of lashing eastern China with heavy rains, Typhoon Infa has now finally made its landfall. In the coastal regions of Zhejiang, over 1.5 million people have now been evacuated to safety. The storm has uprooted trees and has flooded areas in parts of eastern China. And in the shipping port city of Ningbo, fire trucks could not reach people who were trapped inside their own homes, and residents had to be evacuated using life rafts. Response teams cleared away the fallen trees while residents waded through flooded streets. The provincial government also issued a red alert for possible mountain torrents in at least 23 districts and counties.